Okay, I've mentioned structure a little bit as been demoing the exercises. Just to reiterate the point, any of those strength exercise versions I've given you, they are to be just practiced. Do them as and when you can, incorporate them into sessions at the end, unless it's a knackering session, or at the start after a warm-up. Just keep practicing throughout the day and treat the challenge is just trying to be able to do that move if you can't already do it. Obviously, if you can let me know and I'll give you the next level up, because there's always further to go with these exercises. But I've just set something I think is a pretty tough benchmark for the strength exercises for everyone to try and get up to. If you can do all of those strength exercises fine, you're probably pretty good compared to your average person who's doing any kind of sport. You've covered all the bases. For the endurance exercises, your challenge is not to be able to do the exercise. I've tried to make the exercise doable for everyone. Your challenge is to see how long you can do it for. Alright? So there are many ways to do this. I've mixed up lots of different styles and time formats, and you can get quite nerdy or sciencey with all this stuff. But ultimately, the most fun way to do it, I've found, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard this before, there's a song by Moby called Flower. It's done the rounds on YouTube, like it's quite a common thing in the military, and you've just got to keep yourself going to the length of the track, right? So it's got instructions that says bring Sally up, in which case for, say the push-up, you'll be down here, and when it says bring Sally up, you'll be up, and then it says bring Sally down, you go down and you hold until it next tells you to say bring Sally up, and then you go back up again. Alright, so there's an element of holding, or isometric strength, and then there's the contraction phase where you actually have to push up or pull back down depending on the exercise. So other than the Turkish get-up exercise, I think all of the others you can do a version which just follows that track. If you can complete the track, you've ticked that box. That exercise now is probably too easy for you to be doing for your endurance exercise. So for instance, if I do bring Sally up or Flower with push-ups, I won't complete that song, so that's something for me to work towards. But with the squats, I don't have too much trouble doing the full track right to the end. So for the squats, I would actually add some weight. I'd get a backpack, load some dumbbells into it, just anything really to make it a little bit tougher, and I try and do the exact same thing but with a little bit of added resistance. Alright, so for your endurance, if you can complete the whole song, you need to make it harder. If you're potentially at a level like this with your push-ups, and you can do the whole song like this, on this level of step, then you might want to see if you can take it down and complete the song with this part of the step, or whatever you're using to lift yourself up. The next level down, make it a little bit lower. If you can't complete the song, perfect, that's something for you to work towards. Alright, so the endurance element is 3 to 3.5 minutes. Again, you can do this at pretty much any time you want. You can just practice these things and just try and get some regular continuity with all these exercises. So we've got 4 or 5 exercises to work through, and we've got a strength version and we've got an endurance version. If you know you're pretty solid at both the strength and the endurance versions of each area, whether it's the core and the abdominals, or it's the legs or the arms, or you might find you've got a complete imbalance and your legs are really strong but you can't do leg raises to save your life. And then you know where your weaknesses are and where you maybe need to put a bit more focus, and you can report back to me, let us know what needs a bit more work, and either I can make suggestions personally, or I can just gear those next few sessions towards that area. But so long as we know as a squad where we're all at in terms of the fitness and the strength, and we can start getting the foundation or the baseline level of every player up to some sort of minimum threshold that says this is Kent Squash standard, that's pretty good. That would be the ideal thing, that you know that walking into that squad, these are the kinds of numbers you want to be trying to hit. Obviously, if your squash level is good enough, you can do all of these things, but your squash isn't quite there, or vice versa, your squash is fantastic, but you're really weak at all this stuff, well then you've got something to work on, depending on which side you fall down on that. Alright, so that's the structure, and we will hopefully be able to get some interactive sessions going and a bit of back and forth. There'll be some challenges I'll be putting up. The first one for fitness is going to be a 1 mile run. So I'll try and get a video up myself for that. I'm going to try and get involved in the challenges as well. Obviously I'm setting them, so I should have a clear advantage on these. I'm going to set ones that I like doing, ones that I think I'm good at because I don't like losing. But yeah, we'll try and keep it fun and just keep sending back your questions and your requests, and I'll work on them from there. Thanks.